No.
Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda.
All right, good evening, folks. How are you? Tuesday evening, 12th of August. And controversy surrounds us, guys. Now, we're going to be down on here because my Facebook...
I can't even find you.
Yeah, no, I've been taken off, right? They've taken me Facebook off me, guys, me private one, which means that I can't get onto Facebook without, and I've been down a few of the steps. I don't know how far they're going to take me. Now they want a shot or a video of me face from side to side. So I don't know whether it only stops there or whether it goes another step after that. I've been down a couple of steps and I've got up to there and I'm going, So, yeah, guys, I have no Facebook access. So we said this was going to happen. And it looks like it's going to start and happen. So share it out all you can. But we're going to be down a lot of viewership if we don't get out there, or you people are going to have to move over.
I can't even find you on Facebook.
Yeah, because I can't even be found on Facebook. So here we go. We'll see if we can get around it. I don't know whether we will or we won't. But I'll look at it tomorrow or tonight and see what goes. Also, we're having trouble getting Wi-Fi. So now, to go along with that, we'll wait till Caz comes in. Couple of things. We got new chemicals, guys. There's a report out from Sydney Water about anyone in, my area or Sydney area. And that's to do with 21 new PFAS that found identified in Sydney's tap water via some sensitive testing methods. So we had a heap before, but now there's another 21. And no doubt, the more sensitive they are, guys, the more damaging they'll be to us. They're even taking it out on their own now. Canberrians hit with the toll bills for trips they never took. So they don't care where they get their revenue from, guys. Like, we're just seeing there, they'll eat their own. For you homeowners not out there, bank rate, got a 0.25% drop today. Carrot, that's all I call that. Dang on the carrot, guys. That's all they're doing. And something I haven't looked into again, but picked up on is the Greens have withdrawn their support for Labor's bid to form minority government. So that is interesting. I don't know too much about that, but I think that's something worth looking into, and I will, guys, as soon as I get the chance. So, yeah, I don't know whether you're right, Caz, but the other bit of controversy we've got going on out there, guys, is the 31st of August. Now, we've done a bit of research this morning between me and Caz to have a look at what was out there and what's going on. And there is some alarming stuff, guys. Now, I'm not going to give my opinion, okay, on what you should or you shouldn't do on the 31st. As we've said, we've said at this stage we were going up there, all right? So it's not about mine or Caz's opinion here on what we think you ought to do or what should happen on this particular day. What it's about is being a news show, and I discussed with Caz today, was we have to touch on it. We have to delve into it, guys. Why? Because it's news, and it's out there, and it's on the front line. So, has Guru got a...
Well,
wait, no.
look, we included this in the flyers, even though it didn't have who was. We usually try to see who's behind it and all that sort of stuff, and then we've asked questions about who's putting it on, and we're kind of fobbed off, which is alarming in itself. Like, because the truth movement has always been about transparency, so why would there be a need to actually hide who's involved? So that raises the first couple of questions. Then I was sent this. Yeah, go.
Yeah, here we go. I'll go and say, and as we go along, guys, we're finding different people who are standing up. Now, it could be bullshit, all right, but we've got people out there saying that we or the younger generation, whatever, are hijacking the rally that they started while they were off at a Freeman conference. And the people that are stating that are not the people that we really want front center or having anything to do with running the rally, because they're the Nazi ones and the well, let's go into the messages, Caz.
Well, here. Well, this was sent to me. This is on Thomas Sewell's uncensored telegram. It says, White Australia and the NSN Vanguard have successfully completed the Winter National Summit. After only arriving home from our summit today, I have been informed that foreign fifth columns are attempting to hijack our August 31st rally in Australia. Australians must say no to Israel, Palestine, Chinese and Indian foreign interference trying to hijack our common sense patriotic spirit. White Australians must assemble on the 31st of August against the traitors and foreigners who are trying to destroy our great nation. So that was followed by a press release that was put out, or might have been put out prior. I'm not really sure of the timeline. And the press release basically stated that recent claims have been made by various groups attempting to take ownership of the March for Australia or attach their own agendas to it. We wish to make it clear the organisers are not members of nor acting on behalf of any other group. In particular, recent claims by Thomas Sewell and White Australia are not reflective of the organisers nor the politics of March for Australia. We are not associated with their organisation. Additional claims that we are associated with Israeli, Jewish, Palestinian movements or organisations are also unfounded, untrue. March for Australia began as a grassroots organic effort to unite Australians around a common cause, ending mass immigration. We respect the foundations, those foundations. So so they put out that thing. This has been going on for days too, by the way, guys. Yeah. And then there was an admin that was apparently associated. It was claimed they were associated with NSN. So, it becomes a little bit controversial when you understand that this is what triggered it, and it's good that it has been triggered, like that people are actually waking up and going, hang on, I'm not putting up with this anymore. So that's great. But the thing is that this was staged and it was after the rally. It wasn't even part of the Palestinian Rabbit. 2 hours after. And that's why you can't see their face. And that's why the police haven't looked for them. Who are they? Find out who these people are. And there is
accusations out there that the network, did you get that one, Caz? Yeah, that the network actually paid or got these guys and organised them, all right, while they had their cameras there to actually do this. And it was a paid event. So there's a lot of controversy out there, guys. Yeah. Media set
Look,
it up.
there-
They needed it.
Look, there is, and you know, the problem is in some of the rhetoric that's going around, and I have to play this. So, to the people involved, I sent this today. If this has been voice dubbed, we know that that's possible, and this wasn't said, then please let us know and we'll retract it. As far as I know, this is true.
Like, you're the one that kind of got in touch with the TikTok at first, if I'm correct.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was sent his account and somebody told him to reach out to me. I sent him a message to find out some more information and what he was doing about it. Like, I wanted details. Like, you call this day and it's taken off. Everyone wants to know information. And he had no idea. He's just a young kid who is concerned for what his country is turning into and the place that he'll be raising his future children. And he wanted to make a change. But yeah, he just threw that date out there and expected to get a few thousand views.
Yeah.
And he wasn't expecting it to take off the way that it was, and he was overwhelmed. I said to him that I had a history in protests and activism and stuff, and that I had a lot of connections. Would he like me to find him somebody trusted for each state? He said yes. A day later, the freaking out level went through the roof. And I said, okay, so do you want me to be running everything past you, or do you want me to just kind of give full control to these trusted people on the ground? And he said, I'm happy to just palm it off. Like, okay. I'm like, well,
sound the alarm. He's like, oh, no, I wasn't legit. That wasn't legit.
Yeah, like he was just freaking the hell out, which I get. Like, I think his very first video was up to 1.5 million views when I last looked. So I get it. He didn't know what to do, and I mean, I thank him, because without him putting out that content, none of this would be happening.
It's bizarre, though. It's bizarre. I've been fantasizing about, like, organizing a protest for months, and I was like, fuck, how am I going to get the people? If I'm going to do it, like, you know, it's just a shit show. And then this thing just appeared out of nowhere. You're like, oh, well, this works then. this
right.
is fine. So,
look, so I'm not going to go into everything that's happened in the background, because I don't want to kind of
I don't do any
get anyone
personal
in trouble.
Yeah.
But now there are people involved. There's been a website set up, which I think most of you have seen now.
Yeah.
And the messaging is very clear on that website, as well as on the Facebook page. And yeah, there's a lot of people trying to claim the rally as their own, and turn it into a unity march.
It's like they're trying to make the unity of the migrants and Australians.
Yeah.
And it's like that's backwards. Like, if I said this to someone in my DMs who was having a go at me, I was like, if the migrant community, if this migrant multicultural kind of kumbaya community co-ops the anti-immigration movement, we're fucked. Because all we're going to have is another 10 years of migrants debating with other migrants about what Australia, like, how many migrants should be coming in. And while that's happening, the white Australians here are going to be completely outnumbered. We're going to lose every bit of political power we have. So you can't, you know, bend the knee, because I said this in my post, the two major cohorts are the boomers and the migrants now. So young white people, even if they're in your 30s, even 40s, right, you're being outnumbered by everyone. So it can't happen.
100%. I think, look, the messaging, we just need to, and look, I understand why some people are saying, oh, it's not about race. Though people like that, they're scared. But if we break it down, this is how I tried to explain it to somebody. I said, okay, so protect Australian heritage, culture, way of life. The next step, protect European culture, heritage, way of life. The next step is protect white heritage. So it all means the same thing. It's just different ways to put it. Australian heritage, by saying it that way, it is more appealing to the public. It's going to deter them from saying, oh, it's a Nazi rally, blah, blah, blah. That's all it means. Australian is white, is European white. Like, it's I don't understand. I think the problem, put it down to a beer.
All right. So for our viewers, okay. So the New World Order, when they set this up, they want division. And so what they do is, notice how we use the word boomers. Oh, it's the boomers and the migrants. They want everybody divided up into their certain areas. They want class warfare. They want ageist warfare. They want migration warfare. Now, we're not saying that the immigration is not out of control. It absolutely is. Healthy immigration is when a country goes, okay, I've got 5 spots left. And let's say, for argument's sake, nuclear physicist. Let's say, all right, we need nuclear physicists. Then we attract the best and the brightest. Then they elevate, they contribute to the country, and they elevate the country. A rising tide raises all ships. So this is how you build. Unhealthy immigration is what we've got at the moment, which is weaponized against us historically. In China, the Qing dynasty was actually founded mass migration. What the king did is he basically attracted every serf around. He gave them really cheap deals that they could not resist, and he attracted them into his land to work the land so that then he could feed his army. So then he was able to go out and conquer in the three warring periods. Okay, so in the warring periods, the final 3 states, or in the warring states, the 3 states, he was able to conquer the other 2. Okay, so that is one example of weaponization of migration. What we have at the moment now, you can understand, for example, why this younger generation is upset, because they have an innate understanding, an instinctual understanding that white people are being eliminated. This is they are absolutely. We're down to 6%. Now, this is a Jewish activist, Susan Sontag. And she says the white race is the cancer of human history. Even Seth, is it Seth Rogen? And Seth Rogen, even him. Oh, I just hate it when it's a good place when there's no white people around. This is Count von Kalergi, and he was the founder of the Kalergi doctrine, which basically wants to create an Asian Negro race. Okay, get rid of white race completely. Cliff High, who has done a lot of research and he likes to read very old books, he has researched into it, and he believes that it's because they're creative. I believe that it's because of the Christian heritage, because the predominance is of a certain belief system. Okay, now the reason why they're trying to start up this religious look, they want religious warfare as well. Okay, so
they want every bit of warfare they can get, Caz, and this is what they're doing now. We've even got the mainstream media on Sunrise this morning, guys. 2 reporters, or 2, hosts of the show, you'd say, me and Caz, going at each other's throats over the Israeli-Palestinian thing and what the government's done. So they're using it everywhere, guys, and they want to create turmoil in your face in everywhere you turn. That includes the mainstream media in turmoil against each other, because then you think, oh, this is how it should be. You know what I mean? It should be,
that's right.
This is a psychological war.
That's right. And you can understand, look, I wonder how many of these people were actually protesting when Bush was bombing and Obama was bombing brown people. Okay? I was. Okay? So, it's not really about that. Now, historically speaking, Australia has always had a large population of Europeans, but it's factually correct that there were 12 Black African American Negroes that were on the first fleet. They were used to police the convicts that were sent over here. So what happened was, after the War of Independence, the British didn't know what to do with them, so they jumped them on a boat and they were used to police the people that arrived here first. And the reason why I know that is because I know one of the descendants of them, and they're actually whiter than me. So we also had heaps of people that stayed here after the Chinese came out for the gold and the gold rush. So yes, Dave, what did you want to say?
Immigration's not the problem. Okay, if I wanted to go and live in Italy, all right, because that's where I wanted to go and live, I'm sure that the Italians would take me in under normal circumstances as an immigrant, all right, to go and live and be a part of their society and contribute. That's not the point here, guys. The point is the government has opened up the floodgates to bring migration, not immigration, but migration in. Now, as for the 31st, so let's get back on course. As for the 31st, guys, look, let's watch and see what goes on.
Well,
right? Apparently on the 15th, we've got stuff coming out. But all I can say is be very careful about what could happen when you get there, because if it is going to be taken by people who are saying it was theirs to start with, and we are actually the people who are grabbing it off them, all right, then there's going to be some sort of refuge or comeback, you know what I mean, with them wanting to, you know, and what they'll want to do is lead the march, guys. All right, if this is a setup, they'll want them out the front, all right, where the cameras will be, okay, and that will be the whole deception of the whole rally. Then the mainstream media will only pitch that and nothing else. So we, you know, this is good. This is going to really sort out.
Wheat from hay. Look, the thing is too, with the grassroots narrative, then if it's grassroots, I've seen many grassroots people ask you, who is organising it? Who's organising it? What are we doing? Who's organising? Okay. So who made the decision to keep it quiet?
I've got that written down here. You know, like in that podcast, you know, the first people that were in there said that she wanted details and transparency to see what was going on. Well, why can't we have the same thing? How come it's all gone secret now? If you rang up telling him that you needed details and you wanted details so that you knew it was legit, well, then why all the secrecy now? This is what I don't understand.
And the thing is, if you actually look at it, I've seen a lot of people that have been, it actually is worded well. It says, you know, this is about protecting our culture and our heritage. Yes, it is about protecting our culture and our heritage. Who is at war with taking that away? The government. Okay. Our way of life. Well, who's at war? Who's bringing in digital ID? Who's bringing in cashless society? Who is basically taking us away from walking in our forests? The government. Put an end to mass immigration. The government is behind mass immigration. People are just moving here for a better life. Okay. And so it's the government. Everyone needs to remember, it is the government who is behind all of this. Australia first. Yes. The government needs to put Australians first. We cover every day about how other migrants are being financed, very well financed, and Australians are homeless. Okay? So, look, anyway, I think that's probably about it. Dave, did you have anything else?
Covered it. There's one more comment just to finish off, and that's a good point, Glenn. Just, you know, I take that on, mate. Yeah. Conveniently coincides with the Obama-Russia gate servicing, you know. Again, good point. I hadn't even thought about that one, but yeah, good point. This is what they do. This is exactly what they do.
That's exactly right.
Okay, well, let's get into some news or what's going on then, Caz. We've so guys, let's watch. Let's just see what goes on. Watch it. You know, you got plenty of time, and it's up to you to discern what you need to do, right, come that date. Okay, so we'll keep you updated.
Well, we have to listen to this. This is Daryl Polk, one of our viewers, and he has written a letter to the paper. Need for real intelligence. He writes, it was interesting to hear the comments by Federal Treasurer Jim Chalmers about AI and artificial intelligence is here to stay. We just need to learn to live with it. You could have knocked me down with a feather on his comment. Artificial intelligence has been around since the inception of Parliament. If we look closely, we'll see basically every politician reading from a prepared script written for them, while other puppets stand in the background, nodding their heads, agreeing with the script, whether they agree or disagree. Usually they have a title blanketly referred to as the Honourable. If they were honourable, we wouldn't be seeing homeless or poverty of any nature. Only when we replace artificial intelligence with real intelligence will we see the true shift in collective consciousness. Peace, love, happiness will reign supreme. Daryl Polk. Well done, Daryl.
Yeah.
All right.
There's another good comment right there from Time to Open Your Eyes. There it is. Follow your heart, but listen to your gut, guys. All right. Second brain, your gut. I reckon it's your first brain, actually. If it ain't working properly, your other brain ain't working properly.
That's it. All right. So, look, Freedom Truck needs help, guys.
But everybody's aware that Freedom Truck Paul's case is being put back a week to start on the Monday, the 25th of August. I've just been looking at his YouTube channel, convoy to Canberra, having a look at some of the videos on there. Really worthwhile having a look at those so you can get a bit of a background on his story. It's quite a few videos. Carl Liebold's one's quite good, brief, and explains the charges quite nicely. I'll put a link up in the comments for that. But yeah, if you can at all get to Canberra on the 25th of August, that would be amazing. He really needs our support. It's been 3.5.
All right, and he's facing quite a bit of time in jail. Can you guys hear us now? Because I don't know what's going on with the sound.
Yeah, the video was frozen. There was no sound. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Some people are having a problem, some aren't.
Yeah, so will be, yeah.
Go to Matilda TV.
Okay. Go on, Caz.
Matilda TV. That's all right. Yeah, no. So anyway, if you can get to Canberra and support Freedom Truck, he is facing jail time, and he really needs our support at the moment. And also go find his site and basically make a donation if you can afford it. All right, Dr. Joanne Howe has this absolutely abhorrent story, and it's terrible.
Held this little baby for about an hour. They cuddled the baby, they held her. But then at some point after that first 60 minutes, the chain of custody was lost. And this unnamed baby was found some hours later lying in a medical waste bin, whimpering and struggling to breathe. And no one even knows how long that baby was there, but one baby survived for 24 hours after their abortion.
That's insane. No. How is that happening in Australia?
And
That's insane.
How is no one talking about it? This is the biggest medical scandal in Australia today. Doctors perform it, nurses do it, nobody wants to talk about it, and it's all happening behind closed doors, and the victims themselves cannot speak up. It's the leading cause of death in Australia. But what we're going to expose today will shock people because the media doesn't report it.
Oh, we just, Guru was the inside, it just went down.
I just got that it was okay.
No, Guru, yeah, but it's just gone down. Guru was the insider, we just lost, guys.
All right, they're coming at us.
They're coming. Yeah, they're not happy. We got the only Truth News show left, I think. So, anyway. Yeah, that's absolute evil, guys. That is absolute evil what they're doing with our God's precious children. Are you kidding me, man? Like, it is just, anyway, come on. Let's stop this. Yeah, let's get to the governors. Let's get somewhere, guys. Let's, get together and do this because this is bullshit.
It is. It needs to be stopped. Look, here we have the, now this is from Nicola, and I went and had a look at it, and it's true. A private communication from Australian Four Corners shows to an attendee has confirmed that the following their investigations into EPIC in 2022, the March to Canberra, the biggest political demonstration in history, in Australian history. At the time, the lying mainstream media claimed on air that there were a few thousand anti-vaxxers. And there is a communication. Convoy in 2022 was the largest protest held in the National Triangle to date.
Yep.
Thank you.
We know it was.
Yeah, we've been saying it. We've been saying it for a very long time, and we've...
I got some clip of me standing on the wall with a few of the other guys or whatever, people, and the crowd in front of us, man. I just pulled it down the other day, actually, and it's incredible, man. We had a lot of people there. A lot of people.
That's interesting. Very interesting. All right. Look. Whoops. I just. Okay. One of the things that's really great at the moment is the amount of people that are stepping up and talking about things and just making content in general, because content is reaching people. And there's this one about carbon dioxide.
All the efforts are working. We're saving the planet. Getting rid of the plastic straws. Look at what we did. Oh. Yeah.
China!
How dare you?
And I don't know, we played a bit of it. So in Canada, they've banned people from walking in the forest.
Yeah. Yep.
That is a huge pastime. And then what happened is people got out and started walking in the forest, and they were showing their fines, which were $22,000. Anyway, so now they've kind of walked it back a bit. Listen to this.
A walk in the woods is going to cause a fire. I can understand why people think that that's ridiculous. But the reality is, it's not that you might cause a fire. It's that if you're out there walking in the woods and you break your leg, we're not going to come and get you, because we have emergency responders that are out focused on a fire that is threatening the lives of New Brunswickers. And if you take your boat out fishing in a pond in Crown Land and you capsize, we're not going to be able to come and help you out, because our first responders are focused on an immediate and serious threat to our province. And so it's the possibility of diverting emergency resources away from where they are really needed.
You're the problem. Oh. Yeah, you are the problem. Oh, man. Yeah.
I know. Now,
yeah, 28,000, 25,000 here in Australia if you're caught in national parks where you've been told not to go, guys. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Now, I missed this in the earlier talking about. Now, this guy's Mike Kelly, and he resigned for family reasons from Eden Monaro, okay, from the government, and then a week later he's working for Palantir.
Yeah, you can't make
that.
Yeah,
President of Palantir Technology Australia, Dr. Mike Kelly, reflects on data strategy. Just more of these golden handshakes. So we just got so many of them. It's ridiculous.
It's just unreal. They just keep going, eh? They don't care. Anyway, let's But
one of the things is that but these are being exposed now. Like, so there's been a doctor that's been caught masturbating to a child during a live chat. So at least these things are being exposed. Like, it's been going on for a while, but now they're actually being exposed and they're being charged, which is really interesting.
A few more pedos going down, a few more people around that are gone down.
I know. Good work, everybody that's involved. And, of course, the big news of the day is this one.
Action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor. And worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States. I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly.
So
the one thing that stands out to me there is that's got to be like war law manual, because they have no jurisdiction on DC. The only way you can have jurisdiction over DC is by military control. That's the only way you could do it, because it's its own state now.
Was. Look, this is a really good explanation of it.
Trump, at this moment, is literally destroying, he's literally destroying the stronghold of the British Empire, the cabal, the deep state, the Zionists, however we call them, the Satanists, the child sacrificers, those who torture humanity. He's destroying their stronghold over America. Listen, please. This is epic. This is indescribable. And the vast majority of people haven't got the slightest clue what's going on. They have no idea what's happening. Trump is now cleaning out Washington, D.C. Trump is taking over Washington, D.C. He's federalizing it. What does this mean? Guys, what is Washington, D.C.? What has it always been? Washington, D.C. literally has always been the entity from where the British elites, the Satanists, the Zionists, the cabal, the demon worshippers controlled America. Washington DC has never been part of America. It has always been the seat, the official powerhouse from where the elite were controlling, enslaving, dominating, corrupting, and bleeding America dry. Washington DC was their official structure to enslave the American people so they could use America to wage their wars, to fund their terrorism, to finance all their evil operations worldwide from the tax money they got from the American people. Trump is now eliminating that. He's taking over Washington DC. It is very difficult for people who know what's going on to see that he is not able to tell the public what's really going on. So he says, oh, Washington DC has more crime than any other city in the world. Yes. Do you understand what he's trying to tell you? There is more crime in Washington DC than any other city in all of America. Do you understand what he's trying to tell us? And he says we are taking it out. We are ending it. We are stopping it. The real criminals were always in Washington DC. The real murderers were always in Washington DC. This is yet another indescribable, significant event that we are witnessing live, that we are experiencing in the real world. This is not a movie. This is far more powerful, far more epic, far more overwhelming than any movie Hollywood can ever imagine. America is literally being liberated. The IRS is going to go down. The American people will be the first in the world to be completely free, and then the rest of the world will follow. We are witnessing the greatest operation in all of human history to end the global reign of evil. You don't have to believe me, but follow me here on X and you'll learn a whole lot more.
Yeah.
It's good. Now we just got time for
he changed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, so he can certainly do something with DC, I suppose.
Yeah, that's it. All right, two worlds collide. He's basically waiting on the machete bins.
The peak of government stupidity. Does anyone else sometimes wonder if we're living in a simulation? Like someone's just messing with us to see how far they can push us before we stand up and say, hang on, wait a minute, what's going on here? Now, before we get to the actual bins, let's just take a second and see where Victoria's at. Let's just forget that Victoria is the most indebted state in Australia, with a net debt of around 155 billion, which is forecasted to hit around 194 billion in 2029. Let's also forget that Victorians are forking out $7.6 billion a year in interest payments alone, which will climb up to 10.6 billion in 2029. Right, let's also forget that the Labor government has spent over $300 million in treaty negotiations. I want to know where these negotiations were happening. Was it on a $1 billion yacht somewhere in the Mediterranean? Like, how can you justify that spend? Right, let's forget the machete ban, the woke bail laws, the soft sentencing, and a justice system that refuses to deport immigrant offenders and refuses to give violent criminals proper time behind bars. Right, forget all of that. And instead, let's focus on a 15-year-old boy that was attacked with machetes and is now in hospital. That happened a couple of days ago. And what's the big solution that Jacinta Allen has brought in? These machete bins. And guess what? $13 million worth of taxpayer dollars has been surrendered for those bins. Are these bins plated with gold? And guess what? They'll only be around for 3 months. We are seriously asking violent offenders who we won't properly punish to politely drop their weapons into bins. Like when you're a kid returning a late video to Blockbuster. You've got offenders who know they'll get soft bail laws, light sentences, and no deportation. And you're politely asking them to hand in their weapon of choice. And while they're doing this, Victoria is bleeding money. Their state is flat broke. Services are under pressure, crime is rising, but you've got a government throwing millions of dollars into bins that won't stop a single machete attack. And here's the flat out truth. The people hacking arms off for a mobile phone, not worried about a bin. The 4 blokes who stormed a school with machetes, not worried about a bin. And the gangs targeting teenagers in public, also not worried about a bin. They they know there's no real consequences. And that is the problem. When you replace adult time for adult crimes with early intervention and inclusive approaches, you send a message that crime is low risk. These bins aren't the solution. They're a photo op, a way for a disconnected government to look like they're tackling a problem without making any tough calls. If you want to fix machete crime, you don't do it with bins. You do it with real consequences. And you know what? This is exactly where DEI gets us. We have to be inclusive of offenders now. When did the merit of the law-abiding public get pushed to the back for the inclusivity of offenders? You want to blame a system here? I think we all need to blame DEI. It needs to go. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is you can buy a fire engine for probably 560, 570 grand, but it's going to cost you 346 for a bin, or 326 or whatever it is.
325,000
for a bin. Man, how do you get these contracts? I mean, I did tell you about a good one I did get off State Rail, guys. I've told you about that one, but years ago. But I mean, man, this is just like, and the normal person doesn't see it. I wonder.
Well, yeah. I do too. Look, we're being taken out by the Rocking Housewife tonight, and it's Screw You, and it's dedicated to the government, and so it's a really good song. So, Dave, if you'd like to wrap up and close the show, I'll hit play.
Yeah, well, again, guys, we're only Tuesday night, and we've just shown you a bit of the mayhem going on in Australia, all right? Don't take anything, all right, as, you know, my views on anything, guys. All right, what we're doing here is we're producing the news. If I need to make an opinion on something or give guidance, you know me, I'll be the first one to give it. But I think this is a situation where it doesn't matter about my opinion, Caz's opinion, all right, or the person next door's opinion. It's about you, your discernment, all right, and how you would like to handle what is going on out there in the background, and, you know, what you think about this 31st date. Me, if we go to the 31st, we go. If we don't go, we don't go. And I'll certainly let you people know what's going on there. But I'm more concentrating on what we've got the week after that here in Wollongong, in my little community that I'm trying to wake up here with the help of Craig Vine and, you know, Milan and shit. I've blown it now. I've named people. I'm going to have to, you know.
Everyone.
Yeah, everybody. All right. Brilliant team down here in Wollongong, guys. Right. They're absolutely brilliant. All right. So that's what I'm concentrating on. Would I be a part of the 31st? Everything goes great? Of course I would. This is what it's about. All right. Standing up as one. Okay. But we need to just read the landscape, guys, and see what's going on. All right. At the moment, there's a few things to look at, I think. There's a little bit of truth needs to come out. A bit of transparency needs to come out, and some details need to come out. And if you're too scared to put your name out there like me and Caz do every night, you know what I mean? Like I got the, anyway, yeah, we're getting a bit of, maybe a little bit of, what would you say, people checking us out down here again. Yeah, I am, Caz. I noticed a couple today, you know. So again, if you're too scared to put your name out there because you think you might get a knock on the door, well, maybe you're not the right person for the fucking job then. Okay? But you can't carry on in secrecy, you know what I mean? It's just creating havoc. That's what's happening out there. Okay, so let's see where we go from here, guys. Good evening. Thanks again. Share it out, guys, because I'm stuffed, man. If you can, I'll see what I can do, but I think I'm gone on Facebook. Okay, good night.
You sit in your towers, you make all the rules. Think you're untouchable, treating us like fools. You're reckless with spending or sweat in your hands, burning our money for your selfish plan. Screw you, government, you're crossing the line, feeding on our souls, but we're taking back time. You're the few, we're the many, hear the people's call. Your control's gonna crumble, we're tearing down the wall. for power's not our destiny. Taxpayers bleed while you live